Migrants in Mexico face dire decisions as Trump's stricter immigration policy loom. With the reinstatement of stricter immigration policies under former President Donald Trump's second term, migrants stranded in Mexico are grappling with heart-wrenching choices. Asylum opportunities in the United States are become increasingly scarce, leaving thousands to decide whether to continue waiting in hope or return to the dangers and instability they fled. The new policies aim to severely limit asylum claims, implementing measures such as expanded deportations, stricter documentation requirements, and extended wait times for case processing. Migrants who once viewed the U.S. as a beacon of hope are now faced with dwindling opportunities for legal entry. In border cities like Tijuana and Ciudad Juarez, camps are swelling with people who fled violence, persecutions, or economic collapse in their home countries. Many had pinned their hopes on seeking refuge in the U.S. only to find themselves stuck in limbo as policies grow increasingly rigid. For many migrants, the decision to stay or return is fraught with perennial staying, meaning enduring unsafe conditions in overcrowded shelters and makeshift camps where food, healthcare, and security are often scarce. Yet returning home often means facing the very threats, gang violence, political instability, or economic despair they force them to leave. "I can't go back, I'll be killed," said Jaws, a 32-year-old migrant from Honduras who has been waiting for months with his family near the US-Mexico border. But staying here feels hopeless too. What are we supposed to do? The humanitarian crisis deepened as more migrating face rejections. All the border, Mexico has become an involuntary host to thousands shelters and overwhelmed, and local authorities are struggling to manage the influx. Aid organizations are calling for urgent international support, warning that the situation could spiral into a full-blown humanitarian crisis. The US have also revived controversial policies such as requiring asylum seekers to remain in Mexico while their cases are proceed. Critics argue that the exposes vulnerable individuals to further dangers as many border towns are hotspots for cartel violence and exploitations. Advocates for migrant rights have urged the Biden administration and Congress to push back against Trump policies, emphasizing the need for a human approach to immigration. They argue that the U.S. has both a moral and legal obligations under international law to provide asylum to those fleeing persecution. However, proponents of the stricter measures argue they are necessary to curb illegal immigration and prioritize national security. Trump's administration has defended in a stance, asserting that the policies are intending to deter economic migrants from abusing the asylum system. For those stranded in Mexico, the path forward remains uncertain as policies grow more restricted. The glimmer of hope that once drew many to the US border is dimming, yet for individuals and families fleeing life-threatening circumstances, hope may be all they have left. The mounting crisis at the southern border is a stark reminder of the complex and deeply human dimensions of immigration policies, with lives hanging in the balance. The international community watches closely as the US grapples with finding solutions that balance security, compassion, and its long-standing role as a refuge for the oppressed. This is me, Tabanda, signing off, so stay tuned and stay with us.